Okay, go ahead.
All right, Tom Black here, Director of Agronomy at TPC Sawgrass. We're joined here with Tim Rosafort, who is in this week for the players. Tim, can you tell some of the superintendents that follow us what you're going to be doing this week and who you're going to be working for?
Sure, Tom. I'm here for Golf World Magazine, senior writer at Golf World, and that's my day job. But the day job has evolved into, around the clock. And then also within that, obviously, I'm doing here for the Golf Channel as an insider, sitting down in a range set with Jimmy Roberts and Steve Sands, and also lucky enough this week to be working for NBC as well, and sitting in a perch, doing notes before the broadcast, just as the broadcast opens, and then also just some voiceovers throughout the course of the event. So I've been here. This is the only one I missed, Tom, is the Sandy Lyle win 25 years ago. Here it was my daughter's birthday. I'm sorry, she was born that week. We just had her 25th birthday, and so I've been here since the beginning. I've actually seen a couple across the street, so I've seen this place evolve from, as Jeff Ogilvy said in our magazine back in the day when it was a little rough and around the edges here, to this beautifully landscaped test of golf.
Tim, you're going to wear many hats this week. You're going to be on television and you're also going to be writing. Do you have a preference? Do you like the camera or do you like to write?
Well, a lot of people say I wouldn't be on camera if it wasn't for my writing, and writing's hard, it still is. Just had a story kicked back, a Sergio Garcia profile that I did for the players. It's kind of hard to go through that process. TV's a totally different medium. It's more of a reaction. It's less of a, you think out the process, but obviously it's a different type of thing. So I love them both. I love writing more now that I'm doing TV, I will say that. And I would like to keep both jobs going for as long as possible.
From a media perspective, where do you see this tournament? We have a lot of superintendents that help us out from foreign countries. To them, the Players' Championship is the major, and then all the others, because it's the deepest field in golf, it's the largest purse. But in America, we don't perceive it that way. From your perspective, your media perspective, where does this fit in stature?
Well, I don't go into the stature game, Tom, really. I mean, if I do, I say it's the 5th biggest tournament in the world. It is a spectacle, and it's an event, and it's, I think, once, the only thing that it really lacks now in this time slot is more people out here, because it's so hot. I mean, to be perfectly honest. There were more people, I thought, in March. There was a little bit more of a buzz out by 17 late in the day. But the golf has been outstanding since we came over here, and it was in March as well. But it's a different test now, as you know, being a superintendent. I know you weren't here in the previous when it was in March, but different set of challenges, but also a different set of advantages that you're working from too. And so, I love the event. I'm a big advocate of it, and like I said, I wouldn't miss it.
Where's home for you?
Home is, let's see, it's either the Florida Turnpike driving from Jupiter to Orlando, which is 2 hours and 10 minutes unless I stopped at a rest stop, or hopefully it's the upgrade in some Delta cabin flying somewhere. I think I've done 5 West Coast trips already this year, and anyway, my home's on the road. I have been married 29 years. I do have 2 great kids. My wife still loves me, probably because I'm only home about half the time. Our standard line is that we've been married 29 years, but we've really only known each other 14 and a half. So it works for us, and thankfully. And so, golf is my life, really, and she understands that, and it's good. Both our kids are still living at home. They're going to FAU now, and so it's still like we're in our 40s, in a sense. We're not empty nesters yet.
Can you educate the viewers? A lot of people think you guys have glamorous jobs, and they really don't know how hard you guys work doing due diligence, research. It's not just the amount of hours that you're on TV. What's a typical day when you get up in the morning, and how late do you guys shut it down at night?
Well, it's pretty much around the clock. And first of all, I'll say there's a lot of pressure on me when I'm doing NBC and Tommy Roy comes to me and I've got a minute 30 or 2 minutes to tell 2 stories, and I'm interacting with Jimmy Roberts or Dan Patrick or Bob Costas. It's nothing like what you got on you this week, and I know that from being a person who loves the game and has always been friends with superintendents, either at my clubs or places where I've been to around the country. It's a type of pressure though that's fun handling, quite honest, and it's why we do our deal. And you talked about due diligence. I mean, I just can't get in there for that minute 30 or the 2 minutes with Tommy Roy and just wing it. I really have to be on point. as I do on the Golf Channel, because a lot of my stuff is in smaller blocks. You know, do it in 30 seconds, do it in 15, do it in 20, sometimes do it in 5. So that takes preparation. So whether it's me in my role, to Brandel, to Rich, who writes a lot of the material, Brandel's a grinder, so is Frank. I mean, these guys they're not just sitting around eating lunch all day and hanging out waiting until the broadcast to start. They're either digging in on the computers or talking to players. We're in meetings. You know, we're pretty much at the President's Cup and the Masters. We're there at 6 o'clock meetings. I mean, and then we're out of there at 10 o'clock at night. It's usually a 12-hour day when I go to Golf Channel on Saturdays or Sundays in the studio. But you know what? The time goes by so fast, and I love it so much, and I'm really plugged in. It helps me with my writing. That, you know, it's just a way of life. Luckily, I love the game, and I haven't burned out on it covering it. Or there have been times when I didn't want to play it exactly, but right now I'm happy. I made 3 birdies the last time out, so you know I'm going to rest on that for a couple of weeks till we get the clubs out again.
Well, that's great. You get to obviously have a passion to play golf. Does your wife have the bug, or do your kids play, or is it just you?
No, it's just me.
What's your home course?
Well, I joined Medalist, where all the guys are members down in Jupiter, Hope Sound. I've got an honorary at Floridian, which is great, and Old Palm as well, which is in Palm Beach Gardens. I play a lot of golf at Bear Lakes, where I joined years ago, where they've had a couple of Q schools. So I live in the Palm Beach area. But you know, honestly, I don't get a chance to play much when I'm at home because I'm working. I'll work till 4 or 5. Old Palm's got an unbelievable 3-hole practice ground, so I'll go out there and find peace there. I'll go up to Medalist late in the day. I don't really schedule games when I'm at home. I play on the road intermittently, but I don't even bring the clubs to the Players or the U.S. Opens or any of those tournaments. I bring it to the British. That's a golf, I don't want to say golf holiday, but we squeeze it in over there with all the time that we have.
Well, that's awesome. Well, on behalf of all the superintendents that follow this blog, we're very thankful because we know you have kind words. You understand our position will be very difficult.
I do.
And we just want to wish you just a great week, and we thank you for putting the golf course in such a great way.
Thanks, Tom. You do a great job, and a lot of pressure on you. You're handling it great, and you know, every eyeball's on this golf course this week, and the way Tommy broadcasts it in the Golf Channel. Sometimes it's super slow-mo, high def, you know, a micro look at it sometimes, you know, as well as a macro look, and it looks great on TV. And these guys, as they say, they've never seen it in better shape. So well done.
Well, great. Have a great week.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Thank you.